Night, fellow punchers. The clock on the wall is just 1 minute past 10 o'clock on Friday night, back with a plethora, and I mean a plethora of stuff from the UK, from Ireland, from America, and I think there could be even one in Abu Dhabi. Um, that's what's been the last 20 minutes out here, trying to get the winner of the President's Cup. I don't know if they're I think they're Arab partial, some of them. But it's a million, Group 1, million, there's 4 million something for the winner. I don't know what currency it's in, though. Not a great night tonight. Wet and windy, bad all weather. I was supposed to head to Rathkeel tomorrow. It was in the back of my mind. I'll see there's a match there, the Munster Intermediate Final. The Cork winners are playing the Kerry winners on Gaeltacht. I told a couple of the lads that works in Cruigers, they said you have to come to a match, and I says right, I'll go to the Munster final. I says you'll be in it. So I've them back for the All Ireland. They're 5-2 to win it out. Salons from Leinster are 13-8 favourites, and then my neighbours are in the All Ireland semi-final. Strokestown, they won Connacht this year. I think they're a 5-1, 4-1, 5-1, like that. But I won a few pound, as I told you before, on Gaeltacht for the Kerry Intermediate. Backed them at 13-2 for the quarterfinals. And in each of the matches then leading up to the finals, there were underdogs in all of them. Underdogs. Did I say underdogs? I'd meet them down the regular PJ and the right half back who works there as well. PJ's captain as well. They might go tomorrow if it's fine, because if I'm middling, I'm improved a bit today. I switched tablets in today, rather than taking 300 grams morning and evening. I went 200, 200, and I'll take another 200 tonight. So it's a bit of relief. Hard eat though. No brushing of the teeth on this side at all, or no eating on that side at all. Can't touch toast. Porridge today and stew, but I'll survive. Like Gloria Gaynor. Today our first one off was Beat the Bat. I wanted to beat Joyous. I didn't think it would win. It finished second. The outsider of the lot won. Beat the Bat needs to step up and trip. We'll be on him the next day. 2.5 mile or 2.6, even up to 3. It'll turn out to be a nice little stair. Speaking of stairs, wasn't Art Deco good? Second in the race last year, no prep run, had a prep run this year, and was always comfortable watching him because he doesn't hardly ever make a mistake, and he's a relentless galloper, and the reins suited. Salver, just with the power of money for him. There was a man saying that he wasn't bred for it and he wouldn't go for it or whatever, but he got a first time at the trip. They rode him to get the trip, and he did, and a lot with it. He'll win races again. We'll be on him. The one in Bahrain won it even money. Mudalal. He was 8-13 earlier. He went out to evens. Always looked like winning it with who was riding him again? Hart, wasn't it? Justin Hart. And the other race was something else. The 425 in Medan. Dark Saffron, the Golden Shaheen winner. Shaheen. If it was any other country bar there, he absolutely murdered himself in the stall. I'd say hurted himself because he couldn't finish that far back. He was bad at the turn. I'd say he got hurted when if that was in any of the other countries, they'd have taken him out and the vet would have had a look. And he burned himself up in the first couple of hundred yards coming from the outside, but he fell away. He fell out the back of the television. I'd say he was hurted. Be interesting to see when he comes back again. The one tonight, I should have went with the biggest race. I always say I'll go with the last race in Dundalk because it was a 25,000 race. Willie Mullins' horse won. Went with a horse that hadn't ran this year. back at the pack, it tenderly ridden. It had no hope from where it was drawn it. I should have went with Goucher, and had it written down there. I thought there might be a safe play for each way of money, but such is it. Now on to the Plethora. First off tomorrow is a bus horse in the 2 miles 7.5. It's soft to heavy in Sandown. It should suit a winner we had the last day, Kikijo. Knickerbocker Glory won this last year. This is better over hurdles than it is over fences. Won nicely the last day. That's it on the yellow on the left hand side. Kikijo kicking away. Pun intended, he should have said. Probably was. No, Knickerbocker Glory won a different race. Supremely West was money for the last, but I'd say that could be for the final of the Pertemps. Lavender Hill Lad won the last day. Kikijo went up £7, but Callum Pritchard takes off 3, so technically he's only up 4. 4-1 yesterday. On to the Beecher Chase. It's supposed to be raining heavy, someone told me tonight in a text, in Liverpool, and it will be soft going tomorrow. Cervango is the Fav carrying top weight. Liteaux is 134 now. It was a big pull on the weights with Val Dancer when it was third in Chepstow, fifth in Chepstow in the Welsh Grand National. Ran well enough for a long way when it was behind Sir Maximus last year in the Grand National. Looks like it has been targeted for the race by a target trainer. It's way down in the weights. Looks like it's a plot job. Each way, 4 places, 6-1. 225 at Sandown. This is the one Knickerbocker Glory won last year. I think the top 2 in the market is about right. Reverse forecast, and I'm going to the win bet on the outsider of the 2. Lightly raced. Toby McCain Mitchell gets £3 off the last day. I'm at 5 this time. Up to 133. Nice little Hershey. Knickerbocker Glory has a great first time out strike rate. But getting the £5 and £5, £10 on that ground went for the younger horse. Won this last time out, last year, first time out at 132, and it won in Ascot. It goes well on the heavy ground. You'd imagine it should definitely be in the first 2, so I'm hoping the other one will be ahead of it. 3:15 is a handicap hurdle in Aintree. Act of Authority there at Sevens a couple of days ago. The reason being back to 2.5 mile. second in the Merton Pipe to Woodoo over 2.5 mile. All its runs all along were all 2:4, 2:5. The Upton trip in Aintree to 3.5 miles a furlong didn't get home. And similarly the last day, if you look at the way it came into the race and it didn't get home again, I'd say they done that possibly. Was it in the famous Dan Wheatley colours here? If you look at it coming up to the furlong pole, it was probably the last one off the bridle, but it didn't get home. So if it cruises into contention tomorrow, where are we here? Where's my motion here? Like everyone is pushing here. They're all tugging, and this is you're sort of saying, will it pick up? We're on it this day. Some of the bookies paid 4 places, and some of them was only 3, but didn't get home. It was Hot Take Colors race. Where are we going here? I've enough seen. Falls away. Back to 2.5 mile. Open affair onto the 3:35. This is the London National. S. Brewster is the selection. I was impressed with the way the trip short of, well, this is stepping up to 3-4. I thought it would suit him. He was tipping along nicely, and Ballycamus, that's one of the fairest. What happened there? He skipped home. And that ground was good to Fermouth that day. Harry Cobden and Williams going all right. Hoping that it won't be too deep for him. He ran not good on heavy before a couple of times. Chase good to soft in places, that'll do. 142 at Navan. We had the winner of this last year. You remember what it was? It was 11s into Flicker of Hope. He won a couple of times for us. Got up in a 3-way photo finish, remember, for the 60k pot. I'm going with a horse that hasn't run in a while, but just hoping this was the plot. It went up a few pounds for running in Fairyhouse in a listed affair. It's in the double green colours. Ayiko. He's back here on the rail. Watch what happens. He's in a fairly decent position here. You'd imagine he'd have come this road, but a couple of them come across in front of him, and the next thing is, he was behind a wall of horses, and I mean a wall of horses. These all came in front of him here, showed a bit of inexperience. The next thing, all of a sudden, he's under the cosh back here, and it gets worse because the ones on the outside got ahead of him, all of them. All across. He must be, 10th back there. Keep an eye on him. Back here. He comes out this way. No, can't do that. Goes all the way across here. Yeah, this is a better road. This is tarmac tier now, yeah. Still what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ahead of him. It's a good jump here. He's what? He's 6th. Runs on well. Now, if he had got out in time, would he not have won that race? I think so. He's a decent Harsheen. So I'm hoping that this was the target. That was 100,000 race. This is another 100. There's a lot of dead wood in it. There's a few overweight, carrying a bit overweight. JJ Schlevin, not a bad lad to be with us. Where's this? Oh, yes, the Welsh Grand National trial. A work in progress needs to win this, I think, to get in. I read that. Otherwise, he's relying on 11 or something to come out ahead of him. There's about 30 odd ahead of him. I was counting a while ago there. But if that's the case, Jubilee Express is only a pound higher. So he's not guaranteed to run in it if half of them don't come out. And he was second in the race last year because we were on him. So he's 126. He was the same rating as last year. He carried a hip overweight here and he was 129 in the last day in Cheltenham. We were in it that day. He wasn't off a yard. So if the other guy needs to win to get in, won't he be trying tomorrow too if he was second last year? So I'd say it could be between the two of them. I had handicapped this before I looked at the betting. I'm going to take Jubilee Express as well, Larkin Williams, with the run under his belt. Work in progress hasn't run for a while. But both of them, you'd imagine the handbrake would be off with a view to winning it to get is there a £4 penalty? Someone will correct me. 3 o'clock. Where's the 3 o'clock? 3 o'clock's the Tingle Creek. I wrote down during the week it looked like the Grade 1 favourites, the two of them would probably win. Il Etait Temps is 6 out of 8 over fences. Has improved. Will be turning 8 1st of January. Only twice it has been second and third beaten in over fences has been to Gaelic Warrior, and we know what he's like. But in Punchestown in May of 24, he beat him, and he only beat John Bonn and Cynic. He's only a couple of runs since, but has a pipe opener, as opposed to some of the horses that Mullen sent over to races last year and the year before. It was their first run of the year. This has the run. John Bonn runs better here than at Cheltenham. I was just looking at all the good horses that won this down through the years. John Bonn, Edwardstone, Grenadine, Perletalog, Jeffy de Sol, Altior, Underso. He's got great memories of them. John Bonn, 9 turning 10, win surgery. Never been out of the first two, but Lord of Sud looks to be the new kid on the block. Beat the Larders from the last year, but I'm going with Willie. And in the other one, it looks like Willie or Nicky Henderson, Lulamba. What happened there? 8 to 13. It was 4 to 6 earlier. Farm Frank today. It stay up and it wins. Maybe a favourites double. Foxrock Handicap Chase in the pocket is the Fav. I thought there was an each way play at 15 to 2 down memory lane. I was in Navan the day it won just Troy Town Day a couple of years ago. Just only last year. It was 25. When I beat King of Kingsfield. Back it was fancied enough for the Galway play, but it didn't stay. I thought those couple of runs behind Load of Sud and Lecky Watson, good enough runs. Back to where the scene of the crime, as they say. Might each will play with Elliot going all right. And one in America tomorrow night. The Alan Jerkins, he was a good trainer. Handicap, it's over 2 mile. Normally they call a marathon in New York 1.5 miles, but there is a 2 mile, and it reminds me of the old days, going back 40, 45 years ago, when you'd have no racing post or no internet or no nothing. All you'd have is the Evening Herald or the Irish Independent or the Irish Press, and you'd be looking and you'd be writing down when horses would be running and different things, and you had no price until you went to the betting shop, and there was no prices coming in at all that time, only 2 minutes before the race. So you had to handicap every race. So that's why I cannot get over this statement all along, at the prices I'll back this, at the prices I'll back that. I back, and I was taught by old timers that you back whatever you think will win. There's no point backing at the prices if they're going to lose, in my book. I picked out Risk Manager, so I don't know what price his horse is going to be. No idea. That was similar to the one in out yonder today. I picked him out. There was no price for that race, but it has decent finishing. It has good speed in the lane. And here is one example. And this is only over a mile, but he won over a mile. The same way back. It's him way back here. I'll just keep that in mind. This is over a mile. He'll be shooting up here. That's him there. He won over a mile and a quarter before. I mentioned the President's Cup in Abu Dhabi. There's 4.799 and 99. That's nearly 4.8 million AED. Is that American dollars? If it is the kind of a drink tomorrow night. But HM, that must be Her Majesty's. Uh, Almachine. We've seen that running in Longchamp in a Group 1, and it won a Group 1 in the sale. But has changed traders since. Here, this is the 1 to 2 shot. He'd won that the previous year as well. He's changed trainers, that's the only worrying part. And this guy, Alawi, has a winner in the last 14 days. Isn't that been that busy? Only 24 runners in 12 months. So that's the only worrying part, is when did he get him, or why did they change, or whatever, I don't know. I see SDS is here on Seward. This looks like a plot job, but it came from a listed race for Jahuri. He's not a bad trainer. He's behind Kingmaker, but this could have been a plot job, you'd imagine, maybe, I don't know. We'll see anyway what's the story. But I'm on a long time. I didn't expect to be that long. Bash the bookies over and out.